Good afternoon, YouTube. Thank you for joining DutyRon with a very quick video. Wanted to go live and talk to you about a video that I made yesterday in regards to Breonna Taylor. And those of you who know, the grand jury came out with no indictments and charges against two of the three officers, and the third officer who was fired, detective, he was charged with reckless endangerment, and the reckless endangerment charges come from him firing into adjacent apartments. Hello, everybody who's joining. My name is DutyRon, retired New York City Police Detective, 20 years in the police department. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, hit that notification bell so you will get all things DutyRon when I go live. And follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all one word, DutyRon. Joey Brooklyn is in the house. Everybody follow Joey Brooklyn as well. So this is breaking news. The grand jury has found no criminal charges and no criminality in the death of Breonna Taylor. They, in fact, found that the shooting was justified, and the fired police detective was charged with reckless endangerment, which will be very difficult to convict. It'll be very difficult to convict him because under the auspice of when he was employed by the Louisville Police Department, the indemnification rule will come into play, where it's going to be very difficult for a jury. A grand jury can find and indict anybody, but when you have to prove a case beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law, that's pretty difficult. And I know that this former police officer is going to plead not guilty. So thank you to everybody joining. Hello to all my channel members, my Patreon supporters, and all the great people who come in. Hello, Nibul. Good to see you. Hi, Red Like Wine. I think I saw Lynn in here and Jack's mom. So again, this is not to divide anybody. Dallas County Scratcher, good to see you. Hi, Maureen. This is not to divide anybody. This is just my reaction to the grand jury that came down. Ginger Lock's mom, how are you? Haven't seen you in a long time, Ginger Lock's mom. Thank you for joining. So again, the 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 grand jury just came down with their decision, and they stated that two out of three police officers were justified in what they did, the actions that they took. They found no criminality in regards to the death of Breonna Taylor. As we know, they were there under the legal auspices of a no-knock search warrant. They did do some revisions in the state of Kentucky to their no-knock search warrants. I don't think they're allowed anymore, which takes away from the powers of the police to get bad people off the streets. And it really is not a victory that they took that away. But I like that they stated that body cams have to be worn and used. I think that the body cams being worn, used, and activated during these no-knock search warrants or any kind of search warrant period is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Red Like Wine, I hope you're wrong. Timmy Beers, good to see you, Tim. Thank you for joining. So guys, let me know what you think down below in the comment section about this. Hello, Meglo. Good to see you at the airport. Have a safe flight home. Jack's mom says body cams are important. I agree 100%. I agree 100% on that, because it not only protects the public, but it protects the police officers from false accusations. So the curfew goes into effect at 9 p.m. I'm following it closely. I will follow it tonight as things develop. But people are very upset, and rightfully so. But, the law is the law. And, when you have charges brought forward, you need to have certain things put in place. And here, they didn't just go there and randomly do what they did. Things happened for a specific reason. There was a lot of things that happened in the interim that we're not aware of. When entry was made, shots were fired, shots were returned fired, And this is a situation that happens with all search warrants, are very dangerous because you don't know what's on the other side of the door. So at the end of it all, this video is not about the procedural or what happened at that location. I am simply reacting to the grand jury's decision not to charge the 2 out of the 3 police officers with any crimes at all. So in fact, they found the officers completely justified in the actions that they took to protect themselves against being fired upon as they made entry. Hello, Amy Darcy, Crystal Harmony. Good to see you. I would have to say yes, there is going to be civil unrest. There is going to be riots there tonight. But the police, the Louisville police, the Louisville police are prepared. They're ready for this. They've been ready for it. So I think everything should be good. Naboul, great to see you over in France. Thank you for joining. If you're new here, first time in my live stream or video, please let me know where you're watching, city and state, so I can give you a shout out and say hello if you're new. Very first time joining the DutyRon live stream. Sasha, good to see you. Thank you for your comments. Always greatly appreciated. And anybody that leaves comments down below, I really do appreciate that as well. Hello, Lisa, Minneapolis. Good to see you. Carol, Loving Alaska. Thank you for joining. I'm just scrolling back. Yes, very sad, Crystal. Meg Lowe, Denver, Colorado. Hello, Demita. Thank you, Dallas County Scratchers. Renee in Michigan, watching from the great state of Texas, Dallas County Scratchers. First time from Omaha, Nebraska. Josie, good to see you. Thanks for joining. Thank you. Hello, Bella Rose. Great to see you. Karen, thank you for joining. St. John, New Brunswick, Canada. Good to see everybody. Guys, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Share the video. Send it on out. Again, I predicted that no charges would be brought against these police officers, but I got to be honest with you. Here we go.
Death of Breonna Taylor in Louisville, and that was for firing into neighboring apartments, not for shooting her. Protesters have hit the streets of Louisville. We'll have the latest in 5 minutes. 2:55.
All right, so I'm going to wait for 5 minutes for that update. This is local news. This is CBS News in New York. So let me go back and look at some of the comments. Greetings from Pittsburgh. Thank you, RK. Trevor JP, great to see you. Joe Trotter, thank you for coming. Yeah, it's a dangerous spot over there. Hello, Glara, good to see you. West Virginia, 60s Flower Child, thank you. Buffalo, New York. Let's see, I'm going back. No more no-knock warrants. Barbie from Miami, Florida. Barbara, I agree. I don't agree with that, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, and people, you got to understand this. I conducted hundreds, perhaps close to 1,000 search warrants over my time, okay? So I've conducted many no-knock and regular knock search warrants, and sometimes the information that we get on these warrants are not good, or the timing of them is not right. In other words, I've conducted many warrants where there's been no drugs found and no guns, and we're going looking for drugs and guns. But I was very fortunate that nobody got hurt in the course of all of my warrants that I conducted. Thank you, Flower Child, for the super chat. Thank you for that. Let me read that back. Flower for Life says, thank you for your great content. Thank you for your great viewership and friendship. I appreciate you. Many times I've conducted these no-knocks and regular search warrants, and I'm not going to look at the comments because I want to get this thought out. I was lucky because there was many grandmothers, there was many babies, there were many people that were special needs or handicapped inside these apartments and these warrants that we did, and they could have gotten hurt. But luckily for us, nobody's ever fired rounds at us. Nobody ever, did anything that would have warranted any type of response for safety. Thank you, Meglo, for the super chat. Thank you, Meglo. Have a safe flight home. Love and respect from DutyRon. Thank you, Lisa from Seattle. So what I'm saying is Barbara from Florida said no more no-knock search warrants. There's been plenty no-knock search warrants where I've taken in caches of guns and drugs like there's no tomorrow. Hi, Katie. I've conducted many warrants where they were positive, where there was good information, and we've taken drugs and guns off the street. Many no-knock search warrants have put very bad people behind bars and taken rapists, child abusers, serial killers, murderers, rapists, and everything under the sun we've taken into custody in search warrants, positive search warrants. So when people get on that bandwagon of no more no-knock search warrants, you're spiting yourself by handcuffing the police and not allowing them to conduct no-knock search warrants and regular search warrants. But let's take it one step further. Why not say have the body cams always viewing and have somebody always, like in corrections, when you have to do an entry into someone's cell to search them for weapons or any type of drugs or any paraphernalia, they do it with a video camera. Why not have a video camera on these no-knock search warrants, a camera from the police department, a camera crew filming everything that happens, so if anything goes wrong, we have video and audio of it. It makes sense. Instead of taking it fully away and letting crazy bad people have full free reign to never be the subject of a search warrant is ludicrous. It's ridiculous, and it makes the world a lot more dangerous of a place, at least here in America. Regular search warrants, you knock on the door, you announce yourself, police, we're coming in. So it's a knock and then a bang. A no knock is just a bang and you go in. But they're alleged in the Breonna Taylor case, they allegedly knocked and pronounced who they were and then went in. That's according to the police. But here, let's listen to this. Let's listen right now. Here it is. Here's the top of the hour stuff.
One of the three officers involved in the shooting of Breonna Taylor is indicted by a Louisville grand jury. Kentucky's Attorney General says the two other officers were justified in their use of force. The city health department makes robocalls in English and Yiddish after an uptick of COVID cases in Brooklyn and Queens. The Met Opera cancels its entire season due to COVID.
All right, this is just a recap. Let's hear the first story.
The Rays game night begins 6 p.m. on WCBS. The
Here we go.
Yankees play the Blue Jays tonight. It's 74 degrees and sunny on this Wednesday, September 23rd. More than just the headlines. This is WCBS
Here we go.
News Radio 880. WCBS News Time 3.
This is CBS News
I
on
know.
the Hour, sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Protesters are flooding the streets of Louisville, Kentucky, where a grand jury has indicted one of three police officers involved in Breonna Taylor's death. State Attorney General Daniel Cameron.
Detective Hankinson fired his weapon 10 times, including from a outside sliding glass door and through a bedroom window.
Hankinson is charged with wanton endangerment in the first degree, punishable by up to 5 years in prison.
He won't be convicted of that.
Allison Keys. The NAACP tweets, grand jury indicts 1 out of 3 police officers in Breonna Taylor death. This is not what justice for Breonna Taylor looks like. Indivisible Guide, former congressional staffers, tweets, Breonna Taylor was murdered. Hard stop. And this is not justice. She should be alive today, and her killer should have been fired and prosecuted for her murder. The lack of accountability is staggering. Taylor, a black EMT, had been sleeping inside her apartment when officers entered on a no-knock warrant in a narcotics investigation. They didn't find any drugs inside. At the Supreme Court,
Okay, so here's the divisiveness of elected officials. There's okay, the NAACP, I get it. But now you have elected officials tweeting out that justice was not served. These are people who should be removed from their office because they're fueling fire. If a grand jury says we have no evidence to make an indictment of murder with these police officers, to have murder in place, you have to have intent. You have to set out your day and say, I'm going to kill somebody. There was no intent here. They were sent there by a judge who issued a no-knock search warrant, and they conducted the warrants. They're dangerous. The actions by the people inside, the very person that was inside that fired that shot, is to blame for her death, her demise, not the police. And if you don't agree with me, I respect you completely. But that is the exact thing that happened here. The reason that everything went bad is because of the actions of the people inside. And that's it. Guys, I got to go. I got to get back to my office. But no charges against the officers. Expect civil unrest. Expect rioting tonight. Again, like I said, I'm speaking from someone who has done this many, many times. I've been the actual investigator on many search warrants, whereas I went and applied with my confidential informant, with my informant in the judge's chambers, and I've applied for many of these no-knock and regular knock search warrants. This is bullshit, and the people that are, thank you, Texas Lassie, thank you for the super chat. The people that are setting out, and the public officials that are, thank you so much for that second super chat, Charles. Thank you for coming on and explaining this. The people who are fueling the flames should be brought up on charges as well, because these politicians are doing nothing good for Americans. They are making things worse. Okay, grand jury finds no criminal charges against 2 police officers. They find criminal charges for reckless endangerment against another one. It won't stand up in a trial. He won't be convicted of it. And if he does get convicted of it, it's going to be because of public pressure. So, again, folks, much love and respect. Make sure you subscribe to DutyRon. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, all one word. I'll talk to you on the next one. Love and respect. I got to get back to work.